Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Toria.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. So, I have to say, I'm pissed off at myself because I want to take a break from this frickin' Facebook because I want to slowly phase it out of my life completely.
Is it my fault that you unbraked?
No, it's not. It's that stupid discussion in the homeless group where the people are being politicians and, you know, it's worse than most. Now they say, if you support somebody, you're that person's puppet.
Isn't that ridiculous? I supported you when you were running for office, and if you ever called me your puppet in public, I'd probably punch you in the gonads.
I've called you my puppet on this show a few times. I'd say that's public.
Nah.
You've never punched me in the gonads, so see, you don't follow through with what you say you're going to do.
I meant like in public, like on a public forum where people for thousands of years will be able to read it.
You don't think the podcast will be around for thousands of years for people to be able to listen to? I do,
but on the podcast, I get to sass you and defend myself and verbally punch you in the gonads.
Got it.
See how it goes? Anyway.
What happens is, these people get all wound up about things, and, like, this is definitely a politician move. There's this person, Sunny Park, who, she's a Democrat. That's kind of irrelevant, but, you know, it might be relevant because it is California after all.
Yeah, she's running for city council.
She's running for city council in Buena Park. But she's only lived in Buena Park for a year, and she comes from Los Angeles. And she's still super involved in Los Angeles politics. Most of her donations come from Los Angeles people. And one of the things I'd like to check out is when she got the donations. Because my guess is it was before she moved to Buena Park.
Is there something wrong with that?
I personally think that she can get her money from wherever she wants to get her money from. Mm-hmm. But I would worry more about the donations she got from outside of the city after moving to the city than before. Because it would make me worry about what's the agenda of those people. What's the agenda of people in Los Angeles that they're so interested in this one district in Buena Park?
Well, I don't know.
And they're using that condo complex vote as their big catalyst.
Are the people who donated money to her from Los Angeles, like, one-off friends? Or are they big old businesses and lobbies and corporations and...
Some of all.
See, I wouldn't give a shit about the one-off friends because they're friends.
Well, yeah.
You had friends donate from far and wide.
Yeah.
But it's the businesses. Like, what interest does a business based in Los Angeles have in one single district of teeny tiny little Buena Park?
Well, yeah, that's...
So, I'm agreeing with you.
Kind of what I'm saying. It bothers me a great deal. And once again, it pisses me off the short-sightedness of people. Of course, you know, in the back of my mind, my little voice is saying, you know what, that person's not sincere when they call you a puppet. They're just trying to get under your skin, and you're letting them get under your skin by letting them get under your skin.
They're not even trying to get under your skin. They're deflecting the fact that they are a puppet onto you to get rid of suspicion.
Well, yeah, and this person has not answered a single question that anybody has asked.
No, I asked them this morning. I was like, well, what exactly is the candidate you're supporting doing for the homeless besides posing with them and giving them Doritos?
And they don't have an answer for that.
And they...
But yet their candidate has a solution to the problem that they can't expound. They can't tell us about it.
But it was worse than that. They didn't just not answer. They then went and attacked anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
And deflected that, too, onto, well, what do you do for the homeless? Well, I'm not running for city council, so how about you answer the freaking question? Especially since we're both pretty sure the miscellaneous person is the candidate.
Yeah, it's
It's a...
it gets to a level of lunacy where people want to push things, and some people are just blindly letting it go. They don't care.
Right. So the people in that group we were in today seem to not be blindly letting it go. There was a lot of people pushing back. A lot of people felt like those posts were inappropriate.
Yeah. I think that the pushing back part, though, is more a function of the you're not supposed to discuss politics or religion with people. That whole, cultural bullshit.
There was a couple. But there was a lot of people who were just straight up mad that the pictures that person was sharing were clearly posed.
Well, yeah, and then what was offensive to me was the guy that posted the post. After all the ones got deleted, he posted that post about discussing it. Then he was getting all butthurt that people were talking about political issues in his post, which was for the discussion of the very political issue of homelessness.
Yeah.
Like, how do you discuss homelessness without politics playing a part? As a libertarian kind of guy, I'm going to want the private industry to handle 99.5% of the effort.
Right.
As a Democrat, you're going to want the government to handle 99.5% of the effort. It's flipped. And that's just how it is. And that's why you have to question the motives of the people who say they're for homeless, go and pose with the homeless, and then fucking pay $15,000 from their campaign fund to an LA Times ad to defeat a homeless shelter in Koreatown in Los Angeles.
Right. And then that person made the excuse that the ads weren't actually to defeat it, they were to get more time and put it off so you planned better.
They were for due process.
Bullshit.
Which everybody already said, even back then when this whole issue was hitting, that there were numerous meetings about this topic. So, clearly there's been due process here.
The other point, going back to the posed photos, in these photos, she's like smiling at the camera, and the homeless person is sitting there all nicely smiling at the camera, and she's in the process of handing them something, and then they both smile. They were photos like the shit that's taken at award ceremonies.
Yeah.
Posed crap.
Yeah.
When you,
exactly,
as a candidate, were in the riverbed, I didn't take a single posed photo of you. Every single photo that was taken of you helping the homeless in the riverbed was a candid photo of you actually doing something helping the homeless people.
That's true.
And
I didn't really want pictures of me. In fact, we never went public with those.
No, the only pictures that ever were posted were the ones of what the riverbed itself looked like. Right. I think your arm is in one of them, but the point wasn't to post pictures of you. The point was to post pictures of what was going on. Exactly.
And to show people that what they were being told wasn't the entire truth.
Right. But it's like if there was two ends of the spectrum of political photos with homeless people, you are at the not a complete fake asshole end.
Okay, think about this.
And that person's the other end.
But think about this. You got... this dawned on me when it was mentioned the first time, but I kind of brushed it off, and now I'm kind of annoyed at myself for brushing it off. But remember when we met with the state senator, who I will not name?
Yep.
And do you remember that state senator
at
telling
Starbucks?
us that they were going to help
Yes.
this person in Buena Park?
Yes.
I wondered to myself why a state senator from where this state senator is from would care in the least about District 1 in Buena Park.
And you figured it out.
And yeah, let's just say there's a ladder climber involved here.
Of course. There always is.
Remind me off the air to tell you another thought that I had that I can't talk about on the podcast because I haven't fleshed it out yet. So
we'll talk about it later.
Another time we'll talk about it. But long and short of all of this is that you got crazy people on both sides of the equation acting like they always act, crazy. And social media people not being able to handle a discussion like an adult. They have to resort to calling names. And, someone can't possibly disagree with you without being a shill for this other person.
And by
the way, did you realize that the mayor of Buena Park has so much power that she has people under her spell?
I didn't. I really, really didn't.
Like, why do they ascribe so much power to these people who are doing basically a part-time job? They're not full-time at this.
So this person said today that the current mayor of Buena Park makes the decisions she makes for the money.
Yeah.
She's a city council member. What do they make, $300 a year?
Yeah.
Also, she's retired. Like, she's not making any money from these developers developing condos. And if she is, that's super illegal, so prove it.
Well, exactly. Every single year, you have to fill out a Form 700. And it's all of your financial holdings have to be revealed.
Your
if you
personal
hide
ones.
anything, yes. If you hide anything and they find it, you will go to jail.
So if you own half an island across the world, you have to disclose that to them?
disclose that to them.
I see.
And that enables them to try to hold you to an ethical standard. But of course the problem is, like with anything else, it's the execution of the law. People scream and yell about the corruption and how the corruption needs to be fixed. Well, then enforce the existing laws.
Right.
We don't need new laws.
And if the current mayor was, like, in the developer's pocket and only voting this way because she likes developers, then,
You mean like the guy in Huntington Beach?
You'd probably see that on her campaign disclosure. These developers would be donating, and they're not. You looked.
Well, and the other thing you have to do is follow the trail. Like if you really wanted to find out who was behind getting Joe Kerr off the runoff, you find out who donated money to the sheriffs, who then in turn went against him. They didn't support anybody. They opposed him. There's a huge difference.
So hold on a second. You're saying somebody donated money to the sheriffs for the explicit purpose of defeating Joe Kerr?
Would have to be.
It just went
Why else
through
would
the sheriffs?
Why else would the sheriffs spend all that money against a specific candidate who used to be the fire chief?
I'm so surprised that a fire chief, like a prestigious position in the city, didn't get elected.
It's like my Blue Blood show. Tom Selleck is the damn police commissioner.
Uh-huh.
If he decided he was going to retire and run for city council of New York, the police commissioner would he'd have a head start right away in the polling. Instantly. Because he's the police commissioner. Everybody knows his name.
I realized that he was running against city council members / mayors from other areas. But still, I think that because he was likable and he had a really funny name, honestly, I think your name really does play a part in who you vote, who people vote for sometimes.
Who are we talking about?
Joe Kerr.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I was lost. It has a really funny name. I'm like, what?
It does. It's great.
It is.
You want to ask him where Harley Quinn is?
Yes, I know.
Anyway.
He's also heard that since he was a little kid, but whatever.
I know. Yes, you asked him. But, like, everything about, like, who he is, it said he should have at least been in second place.
Agreed. And he came in third.
Ridiculous.
But he didn't come in third to a lightweight. I mean, Mayor of Fullerton is no,
And who's the other person?
teeny tiny thing. A city council member from I can't remember where.
One of them.
But that's an elected official. You got elected officials that made it through.
We should tell our lovely listeners about the exciting thing we're going to do in 2-ish weeks.
Yes. So, in case the previous discussion didn't already tell you, I really like politics. And
Do you?
Victoria pretends to kind of like politics just to please me. But I know she does it, and it still makes me smile. But we, meaning me, put in an email and got press credentials to Politicon at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
I've never been to the Los Angeles Convention
I'm going
Center.
to go, and I'm going to interview people.
We are going to meet Dr. Drew, or I'm going to be mad.
We're going to do our best to meet Dr. Drew.
We're going to meet Dr. Drew.
And we need to interview, because she's become really relevant in this whole movement thing, we're going to try and interview Alyssa Milano. That is right. That is right.
Let's be honest. The real reason you want to interview Alyssa Milano is because you have a ridiculous crush on her.
That could be part of it. I might have to get her to sign my Dodger hat.
That's fair.
She is a Dodger fan.
You can get her to sign my Dodger hat too if you like.
She's a true blue Dodger fan, that chick. Always has been.
I think we should get Yogi's Podcast Network t-shirts made before we go.
Yeah. I agree with you. I've been thinking about that.
But we have to do it soon because it's like a week and a bit away.
There's so much going on. Yeah.
Something I'll have to look at tomorrow.
Yeah. There's a job for my virtual assistant. The one I don't have. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Ashley will be back.
Whoop whoop.
It's actually a good thing. I think for her, having a few days of adjustment time,
Yeah.
and then being able to kind of go back to living close to work, and then moving back out here again, was probably a good transition into the long term of this.
It probably was because, well, she said the commute wasn't exactly a lot less from her friend's house, but...
Still, it wasn't bad,
Right.
So, yeah, that's the crazy thing about around the area where she lives, is like, here, if you go from here to like the Long Beach Town Center, it's going to take you like 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
That same drive where she is going to take like 45 minutes.
That's disgusting.
I know, right? It's disgusting for sure.
Like, super disgusting.
And it's
I can't even tell you how gross I think that is.
Do you think it's gross, huh?
I really do.
Interesting that you would say that.
Why?
Because I think it's gross to go on any further on this topic.
Sounds good. Guess that means good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Hi everyone, this is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If by chance you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.